Okay, and we're live, and you're seeing me from yeah there. Okay, um, I've changed my computer to an Dell XPS, and the webcam is like right down in the corner, and I don't really think you guys want to be seeing my nostrils. So let's share screen instead. Entire screen. Share. Okay. Hide. Let's see here. Oh, for everyone. And let's go here. So it's been a while since I live code. I just want to see, make sure. Yeah, okay, it works. If someone has any comments or whatever, um, like me forgetting to increase size on stuff, so you can reach me at Marcus Nelson on Twitter. Okay. And I'll see if I can just like that maybe. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I'm working on some kind of input box for my company Omnivy, and I'm not going to go through any big story about what it is until I start showing some code. So, but for now, feels like crap. Oh, that doesn't matter. Let's see the state here. Git status looks okay, and so I should be able to merge. I'm not that worried about that as long as it runs locally. Okay. Is it not finishing? Because that would suck. No, it doesn't. Okay, so let's see if there will be like 1 hour of streaming of me solving the test issue, because we're going test driven. So I really need this to kind of work. And test watch. Let's just try. No idea if that is the right command even, but see. 4, 5. Oh, it wasn't. Okay. 8. Just maybe. maybe. Oh crap. Okay, so let's go through this manual instead. I'll put some time to that later. So okay, so let's see if I'm guessing that it's the server not shutting down correctly. Do it like that. Only the server tests should run. Okay. Like that. It works. So what would be working with the server? I see here, this is my only comment, but it's not even something to do with this. So basically, I created pull request, had to clean some stuff up, and lost track. So that's why I really want to close this pull request, since it just is about the tests. Then go back to working with the input. Question march. Delete. Okay, there we go. Please check out master. Could this be it? That I did stuff on master that I didn't. Oh crap. That's probably it. Okay. I'll actually just ignore that for now because I really have some stuff I need to do right now. But this is probably. I'm just gonna check here. So basically, it might be the same twice. They just forgot to branch later. And more components there. Yeah. Okay, that's there. Oh, but it'll basically, I think it looks fine. Oh well. Okay. Okay. Now we're up to date. And let's check out the new branch. And we're going to do a revert input dash revert. I'll just always make just dot as a comment. So dash m dot is the same as that, and it's just because I don't really know in this state if I'll be doing what I think I'll be doing, and I'll just make a good commit message later on. Git push origin and invert lints runs the test, goes through. That's what we hopefully will be doing. And the pull request is up there so people can see what I'm working with in the team. And I have my code here. And we're going to work with the common parts. So I have 3 parts: client, common, server. And it's not that much code in the client server. Mostly it's the common part, which has different components. And we'll be doing a new one. And I'll call it input dash vert. There, I think we can have a better name for it, but well, let's see. And start up the tests. Looks fine. I want failing tests, so I'll basically add it in here, which is looping test. And you see here IX input, that should be named input IX, but we'll fix that later. Input revert from and that's just some kind of component. What kind of component is really not that interesting. But the component for me usually has like a state, some kind of behavior. So if you think of a class in that kind of sense, so state, behavior, we have some kind of graphical representation, some kind of view layer. And yeah, that's the basic of a component. And you can have just a view, like just some kind of presentation layer, and that could be all that the component is. So it's kind of a dumb component or a stateless component, but most often it's something graphical and behavioristic and stateful. But that's all I need to add. And let's see here. Can I find module input revert? Okay, so we're creating a file, but it won't work anyhow. But now we need to have something like some kind of constructor function here. Okay, to solve that, but the thing that we should return is undefined, and it should have behaviors.triggers. So here, return, and we should have behaviors here. So behaviors is not defined. Well, let's define it. So we should basically have like import behaviors from behaviors and not the big, the capital letter here. That means, for me, I'm using it to describe a constructor. So that means that I can do behavior with lowercase b here. Let's see if we can make it large. Okay, so with lowercase means that it's an instance of the factory. Basically like that. And let's see here. Okay, so that looks fine, but now we can't find behaviors because we don't have that file. New file, behaviors.js, and function should get, yes, create, get again. Okay, and we should return triggers. Oh. Triggers is not defined. And okay, let's see what is this. Can record undefined or null to object, and that's fine because it just says that we need this object here, and it's passing. So this is just some kind of empty stuff for some kind of behavior. To actually create some behavior, we need subject, but I just need to change here. Just we already have an input, and basically with this kind of behavior, and this one will basically be the same, but it will be like triggers here is what causes a stream. It causes an event. So you trigger by calling set value from a render React function. So triggers set value. It happens on change. And you send the text value basically of the input field. So that goes into the trigger of the input field. Let's see here, input field as a trigger, and that's just like an imperative call. It's nothing declarative, that like functional or declarative about it, but it calls .next on a subject, and some people think that subjects are like bad to have in code. For me, I use it as just describing our like framework or whatever you call it, without coupling it to some external source we don't have any control over anyhow. So if we use React and the React DOM events, basically I don't want to know about it. I just want to know about my own code and handle that, and then provide some kind of imperative bridge to the imperative world without sucking something imperative and kind of like sucking it into something declarative. Like if React is what it is, let it be what it is. And if we want to change to another view layer, some other virtual DOM, it shouldn't be that hard. We shouldn't have to make all these new drivers or wrappers or plugins. Just like hook it up with our triggers. So that's the entry point. The trigger will just take the data and just pass it on. It's all it does as an observable stream. And you see the trigger and the stream has the same value. So there's always a pair here when there's a trigger. But now, the thing is, we're having a component where it's think of the best way to, I'll just keep it in my head. Basically, here, we're not going to make a trigger. Input-revert should only be reacting to other events. So a user already caused something to revert. And in this case, we will have some kind of composed component that consists right now of an input field that you can set values in. We have an OK button to like save the value to somewhere, and a cancel button to get some kind of previous state from somewhere. And since we have like two buttons, we have that somewhere, which is right now our AX input state here. So this AX input state looks pretty much like the normal input state. It just holds a value. It starts with an empty string, and as soon as it gets some kind of save behavior from somewhere, it will basically just get the input state, like the normal input, the state from that, and save it as its own. So it kind of this part also reacts, and this is exactly what we will do in the revert part as well. So we have an input field that's very basic, and we have an AX input, which is kind of the parent controlled state, and we need to have a third component, since we will transfer the input state on save to this kind of Ajax component, but we will also want to transfer this Ajax input state to the normal input on cancel. So we have a circular dependency here, and I know that just talking about it won't make sense. So hopefully, by the time I'm done with this code, it will just look awesome and no one will get a thing. But you can kind of be amazed that it sounds hard. It is hard, but it's doable anyhow. Okay, so another thing I'm doing here is I'm using name parameters with this destructuring style. I think it's destructuring, I'm not sure. So I never have like numbered arguments like argfoo blah, but I always wrap them like so. Okay, so sometimes you just have one parameter that I send, like on the trigger you saw before. You just send it through, so then you don't care about it. Okay, we will need some kind of behavior. We won't need any triggers, and I actually have a kind of bad test with an if statement, so I think this should also work if no, I need something here. Okay, so just remove that. Passing, even though we don't have triggers. So I have a null check. But I basically should have another type test for reactive components instead of causal triggering components. Okay. What will we need? So as our own behavior, it's basically just revert, I guess. So we'll have a stream. And that's basically just set value. And it's based on some kind of stream here. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Set value behavior stream. Okay. Just go with that for now. I think I should have like that. Okay. Send that in somehow. And here's the thing. I won't be importing that because I need to react to something that's already present. So I need to get some kind of stream. I'll just go with that for now. I want to call it behavior stream or something because like it's just some arbitrary stream, we don't care. But it's the stream for reverting yes. So that will be something that sets our value based on someone clicking the cancel button and sending the state to us. Yeah, we'll see about there will be refactoring. And okay, so we have behaviors. We also need some kind of state here. And I need tests for that, but now let's just make state and we'll start with that. Import state from and for this test to run, I need to add the test file here. Import that. Right. We should be getting some behavior there, but for now, return empty object, I guess. Column. That's weird. Okay. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, I should see. And since we have this up here, that will not that will make our test here not work. So I'll actually remove it for now. Basically, these states should be as the not that one actually. That state, the input states, the input revert states. Let's see. I'm actually. I had the solution before going to sleep. That's why. Okay. So here, I'll need an input. That will be the entire component, actually. And here, I'll have the input behavior streams. I'm guessing here. Because we will not have, this should only have like the possibility to revert the state of the, it should only wrap, it should be like an extension of the input instance that we get in that don't know how to revert yet. And let's see here, this works. The important thing is somehow to, let's focus on the state here. So the state, to revert, we will need to set the input state somehow. To do that, we will need some kind of event, and that's the revert behavior or cancel, just to make sure cancel behavior stream. So someone presses the cancel behavior stream, and then we need the state stream that we want to get the state from to revert to. So that will be the IX state. Since we will be renaming that, I'll rename it all later on. Okay, so now we have those three things that should already exist somewhere. And the thing is, should we have behavior? And yes, I believe we should. We should always describe how we behave and get our state from there. So that means that we should have some kind of behavior here where we basically take the cancel behavior stream, and I think that's it, because that's when our behavior happens. No, actually, it's not. When that happens, but we have the state here. Okay, so let's see if we can make it work this way. But then we don't really have our own behavior. Maybe we just need the states. Cancel behavior stream. State. So maybe we just need those. And the question is then, like, how do we then patch the input state later on? Oh yeah, because we will be the actual state. So we will need that. We will need to be a composed state of both the IX input state and the normal input state. And maybe the normal, yeah, input. I just think we need states to begin with, so let's go with that. Input state stream. Stream. Okay. That should basically be the things that we need. And return state. Let's see here. So start somewhere. The line is too long. So we will have some kind of reduction here to form our states. But the first thing is having some kind of initial value. And for that, we will need mutable, and we will use map. So we will use some kind of stream here, and so and after that we will just start with our initial state, and then scan. Do that, or actually I can do that now. It will just be like boilerplate code, function on scan. It takes the state. Okay. I should actually call this state data as well. Never thought about that. So we take state data and some reduce function. Then we return the new state by calling reduce. with the current state data. Okay, so that's the reducer. And we do publish replay 1 to make it save its current state for new subscribers. And that means we need to connect the connection state.connect connection. I actually don't need think I'll ever need the connection, but I'm too new at this stuff, so I don't really know. That's why I'm importing it here. So this sucker here. And we will have some kind of set value reducer. I don't want to call it, I mean, revert reducer. I'm so unsure what to call it without getting confusing, but I'll just write the code first, I guess. And this will be based on cancel, like we will have some kind of behavior, something happening, and that will be someone presses the cancel button. And then we'll go with latest from, and that will get the Ajax input state stream. And don't use the first value, so some people do it like that. Oh, actually. Input state data that we don't care about. Or actually, that's the one we do care about. The one we don't care about is cancel behavior event data is what we don't care about. So here we just return yeah, state data. And then we have the revert reducer. Now the question is, the squiggly line on line number 5. Now, we will get the right state on cancel, but we need the same state we need to merge this state here and input state stream. So if someone writes in normal input, we want to change the states of that input every time. And that was happening in input state stream. Now we have a reduction of every time we cancel, we get the correct state from Ajax input state stream. So these two are solved. Now we need to do the actual set value reducer. And that's basically state stream. I haven't on a reducer. Oh, crap. Whoop. The reason why I totally forgot about writing tests is because I don't care about. I'm not writing code right now to make something functional or something. I'm just basically trying out the architectural side. I feel like when you're writing declarative code, it's not that much about doing it test-driven all the time, but finding the right way to pass stuff around. Foot cramp. And just like passing stuff around and writing tests for it, it's like it doesn't make sense because it's just like about composition. And when you compose code, oh crap, okay. When you compose code, when you don't compose code, if you write some kind of algorithm, you want to write the algorithm and then write tests that use the algorithm. But when you compose code, that's basically using something that already exists. So it's kind of meta style where you want to compose something and then you want to try producing that compositional pattern. And that's like, it's too much meta to think on that level, like how will I try to actually call the compositional pattern? It doesn't really say anything. It doesn't drive my code forward because it's, for me, it's one derivative too far away from what I'm trying to do. But once I have the structure, I know what I want to test. So testing afterwards, in this case, for me, makes more sense. Let's see here. So I should have the revert reducer here, but what I only did was kind of a map, you could say, to get the right data. And we'll do another map here. And to reduce to actually make map. And here we get our kind of revert event data. Event data. And what I think about here is like, maybe it would be better to form this part in the behavior. So actually just hide that part from the state, because otherwise, like, it feels like the state does too much. But I'll actually do that later, because I actually think that that is the description of the behavior. Like, how do we go from these two to reacting with a revert behavior? So that's something that I will refactor down. Right now, I will return some kind of reduce function, and that will take the state data. We have the event data here and state data, and that should make us able to return a new state. And basically, this one should be really simple. Should just take it and we can just ignore that data. Because we're overwriting, that's the revert part here. Like, we have a set of states happening when some user hacks on their keyboard, and then they press cancels. Like, I don't want anything from that state stream. just want to revert back to some other kind of states, which is the last AX, meaning that the last state we got from the server or sent out to the server. Right now it's sent out from the server because, yeah, that's how it will work. Okay. So that's the correct reducer now. Input state stream. If we already have that state stream here, I won't actually need to reduce it. It's taking care of its own reduction. So basically, here I'm reducing what I need to reduce, and I should be able to merge with the input state stream. I'm a bit unsure with publish replay. The input state stream already has publish replay 1 on it. But I guess that we need it here as well, because we need it for start with scan. Start with will be overwritten by this one here. And IX input state stream also has to start with. Okay, that's why I need the tests and everything. Yeah. I'll actually take a break now, refill some stuff, and I'll continue the stream in a while.